For the sound effects, I didn't hear it that time. I was listening for the wow, 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 wow. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, ladies and gentlemen. We're live though. I've been told we're live, and we welcome you to coverage of the Leadfoot Racing League. So we are live on the air. Welcome to coverage of Leadfoot TV, LSRTV. We had the Leadfoot Racing League. Now we are doing the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model E-Tour. And as Charles Wooten said via text to me during the first race, LSRTV, and I love me some late models. And we are Late Model Racing, Late Model Sunday. Welcome to, for the first time ever, Ross Dalton Racing Late Model E-Tour on your home for sim racing and Leadfoot TV and the Community Radio Network. Matter of fact, let's just go get the show started, get network ID out of the way, and we got the big race. The preview is next.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
So again, we welcome you to the virtual iRacing North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's iRacing on LSRTV and Leadfoot TV and the Community Radio Network. I feel like I sound like a robot saying all that, but it's awesome to be simulcasting on all of those platforms. Welcome to the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model E-Tour. Tonight, we're at North Wilkesboro, and it is the race that we are preparing for. The race tonight is Twin 75s. They ran that race last week at Southern National, and they said, yes, we're going to do it again. So we are excited and ready to bring it to you. The Blue Ridge Twins 75. Welcome to coverage. I'm Wesley Outland. Ryan Tomford is alongside. Tracy Brown is punching the buttons on the production side of things. And Ryan, we're ready for another big race. We had a wild one at Five Flags with the Leadfoot Racing League. Now, Ross Dalton Racing ready to go on the 5/8 mile. That is North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, I'm excited for tonight's race. Thanks for having me on another broadcast. You know, North Wilkesboro is, an iconic track, and, we've got a great field of cars out here tonight. So, I'm hoping for a clean and great race tonight.
We're getting ready to get the field ready to roll. You see the flagman perched in his position, and we're ready to give you the starting lineup for the first of the Twin 75s. By the way, I'll give you the lineup of the format in just a moment. On the front row, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, the 50 star. He'll be on the pole to the outside. Robert Zane in the number 70. Row number 2 will find Aaron Stoltz and Jordan Blair, 2 in the 6 car. Row number 3 will find Mason Walters, as well as the driver of Rylan Lauder. Yes, that is flying Rylan Lauder. That is the driver of Josh Lauder and Dean Lauder. You got the rest of the lineup there, Mr. Ryan.
Yeah, in that 7th position in the 51 car is Austin Taylor. Bradley Wolfhard, who's had some successes this year, finds himself in row 4. Cliff Mullins finds himself in the 5th row in 9th position in the 37 car. And next to him in the 27 car is Ethan Johnson in the 10th position.
That's the starting lineup. Let's give you the information of the way things will go with Michael Steele, Speedy Bird, and R.C. Slick. By the way, Mr. Slick is the race director. So 12 cars ready to go here tonight at the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway. So there will be 2 75-lap races as the field begins to roll. Caution laps do count. There will be given 1 fast repair. No sets of tires. There will be a competition caution around lap number 50 if need be at the discretion of the race director. And again, there will be 1 attempt at a green-white checker. If the top 8 that cross the finish line, race is over, not if, it's when, the field will be inverted from 8th to 1st, 1st to 8th, and we will re-rack them, restack them, and do it again for another 75 laps. Thanks for joining us for our coverage of the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model Stock E-Tour. It is Late Model Sunday on your home for Sim Racing LSRTV. Don't forget about the Northwest Racing Series playoffs. Trucks tomorrow night in the round of 12, round 2 at Texas. ARCA Northwest on Thursday night will be at Rockingham. And with that being said, one more lap around for these drivers with Boo Boo Dalton and Robert Zane on the front row. And we'll be ready to turn them loose here next time by, Ryan. It should be a good one. You got to love North Wilkesboro Speedway. Oh, and by the way, look at the graphics. It is the newly updated North Wilkesboro Speedway. There was an update, and now iRacing has caught up with what the track looks like of today's modern age.
Yeah, it's an updated track, so, some of these drivers might not have the, total experience on this new updated version, but, it looks nice out here. And we've got a new competitor on the front row, Robert Zane. I haven't seen him all season long, so, this is a new contender up front, a new someone to throw in there to challenge some of these leading drivers. So I want to see how he fares tonight and whether he could challenge Ross Boo Boo Dalton there in that 50-star car.
It'll be a fun one. Real quickly, let's take a look at your weather conditions here tonight as the field will be ready to go back to green any moment. They're giving them a little extra pace lap than what they were going to. North Wilkesboro in Wilkes County, North Carolina, the outskirts of the mountains. It's 66 degrees, track temp the same, humidity is almost 100%, and the winds are blowing to the north. It's 7 miles an hour, partly cloudy, as the field will be looking to come to a green flag here next time around, is what we're being told, as everybody is getting assembled, everybody is getting into place. Looks like Robert Zane's trying to take out the pace car.
Trying to spin the pace car around to get them ready to go. But, as I was saying, that 70 car, we haven't seen him. So, this is going to be, we have a lot of these drivers up front, wanting to go for the championship this season. And then you have a new competitor who's just probably going to be out here to go for the win as we get the green flag off of 4.
Boo Boo Dalton, Robert Zane on the front row. Here they come into the CRN restart zone, ready for the Lucky Ducks Motorsports green flag. Race 1 of the Twin 75s underway here at North Wilkesboro. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a sim race, virtual race. It's go time. And look at Zane hanging right there as a couple of cars shuffle out of line. Hold on there. That was Mason Walters. He almost got tagged in the back. Fought hard alongside with the driver of Taylor and Walford. And they hold it together down the back straightaway. We stay green here, Ryan, to 3.
Yeah, Aaron Solta, that 02 car, did a great job of holding his car, not wrecking on the front straightaway there. But he lost a few positions in that battle and that exchange, as we see Ross Dalton and the 6 car Jordan Blair battling for second, as Ross Dalton gave the 6 a little bit of shove there, as Dalton is falling through the field now.
I'm going to say that was just a moment ago. Staying in line, working around the racetrack again. As Ross Boo Boo Dalton from Liberty, North Carolina, the Ross Dalton Racing Driver Development number 50 machine, the 50-star. Right now in the number 2 position, or actually 3rd. Jordan Blair up in front, got a battle for the lead. Hooters machine on the bottom, that's Robert Zane. Jordan Blair, Chevrolet Performance number 6 off the outside, safer barrier, and we got trouble. Caution is out for the first time. Speedy Bird and Michael Steele crash on lap number 4. The caution is out. Here's a look at a replay of what happened. What do you see there? What went wrong there just a moment ago, Ryan? What do you think?
Yeah, I just think that's one of those early racing incidents, on when I wasn't watching that replay. I was looking at the timing screen, but that just seemed like a little bit of a early racing incident.
So the yellow flag coming out, blue line soft wash caution flag for the first time. As remember, caution laps do count in this race. It makes the show go by a lot quicker. Hey, by the way, if you'd like to know more about the Leadfoot Racing League or Ross Dalton Racing, if you'd like to get signed up, join them on Discord. Leadfoot Racing League on Discord, as well as Ross Dalton Racing. Leadfoot TV and LSRTV, if you're watching, however you are, we're simulcasting. Hit that like and subscribe. You can follow along with both. As there you see Speedy Bird getting the wave around. He'll move back into position. We'll get ready to go back to racing here. Caution coming back out for the first time after an on-track accident. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the race tonight here at Southern National. USA International was a scratch. So we're down to Sobo and Myrtle and Martinsville. So this is the race that replaces USA International. Twin 75s tonight here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Caution flag again. Yellow flag presented by Blue Line Soft Wash. And I'll tell you what, right now, we'll get ready to bring him back to green, Ryan, with this new man that we talked about, new driver up in front, leading the way, Robert Zane, Jordan Blair. Ready to bring him back to green, buddy.
Yeah, Jordan Blair's up 3 positions already from his starting position, so he's one that's got very much a good speed in his car early in this going of this first Twin 75.
Here comes the field back inside the CRN restart zone. Green flag flies presented by Lucky Ducks Motorsports, and we're back underway here at North Wilkesboro. The new North Wilkesboro Speedway, the repaved, all the graphics, all the things that have been done to this place in real life. Found out next year the NASCAR Cup Series race will be a 400-miler in July instead of the All-Star race in 2026. And obviously this beautiful race facility. Robert Zane down the back straightaway. Jordan Blair right there alongside. Here comes now Rylan Louder. That's Rylan Louder in the Louder Construction entry from Archdale, North Carolina. Of course, that's the son of Josh Louder, the grandson of Dean Louder, one of the greats of modifieds and late models in the Carolinas. Down the back straightaway. We go 3 wide. Dalton's on the inside of Louder going to 3. Gotta like that one, Rylan. How about that one? Good racing.
Yeah, good racing so far. You know, a lot of side-by-side at 3 wide battles, so a lot of good racing early on in this first Twin 75. You know, we've seen a few battles, but, you know, so far it's been very clean.
The rumble of the thunder of those cars working now lap number 14 off of turn number 4, back down to the line. It is Robert Zane in the top spot. Jordan Blair right there. Here comes now a battle for third. That's Boo Boo Dalton. He's trying to peek in there and make a fight on the left elbow of the 6 car. Aaron Stoltz now in that mix as well. And, well, it was a little sideways, side by side, and now they get back nose to tail as they work back to 1. Robert Zane, there he is in the Hooters colors. Got Jordan Blair right there. And here goes another great battle. Here comes Louder and Steele. Taylor almost pushed out of line. Shuffled out of line goes the 51. He'll power back on the bottom. The 5 will. That'll put Michael Steele back on that spot as they work off 4 there.
Yeah, that 51 just got a little bit of a shot on that back straightaway. He's now looking on the inside of the 5 here in 1 and 2, and he'll try to pass the 5 car into 3 and 4.
Remember, 75 laps. I don't think they'll need to change tires or fuel. There's one fast repair that they can take. So it's basically a sprint, if you will. There can be a competition caution at lap 50 at the discretion of the race director, R.C. Slick, but I don't know if they'll do that as we got now Steele and Taylor side by side, stride for stride, off of 4, diving into 1, Steele door to door. Let's make it a 3-car show, a trio, as Steele goes high, Lauder goes low. He goes after Taylor, Ryan going to 3.
Yeah, they were 3 wide almost on the back straightaway as Ryland Lauder stole that 7th position off of Michael Steele, and the 51 car finds himself ahead of this 3 car battle.
Ross Boo Boo Dalton up on the outside. Look at this. Actually, I'm sorry. He's on the bottom. Up on the top is still Blair and Zane. Stoltz is now back into that mix as well. As we pull in heading to lap number 25, it'll be 1/3 of the way through. Still 50-plus laps to go. As they go back down to the corner again, it is still Jordan Blair up on the top. Back down on the inside. There goes Dalton. He'll size up the machine of Zane. He's trying to look for the lead, but he can't get around him again. It's the Hooters colors of the Alan Kowicki throwback of the 1992 Winston Cup champion, the number 70, Robert Zane. A new name in the series for RDR, leads him on the back straightaway.
Yeah, Robert Zane is a new competitor here in this series, and he's doing a pretty good job leading out front, defending this first position. He lost the position on a restart, but he's been out front for a decent while as the number 6 of Jordan Blair peeks to the inside, but nothing doing there.
Whoa, the leader goes around. Something amiss on the 70 car. He lost it. Robert Zane spins coming off of turn 4 and draws another blue line soft wash caution. Watch the 6. That's your Chevrolet Performance machine of Jordan Blair. And I don't know if that was, I think it was just racing there, Ryan. What do you think? I mean, he had a run and tried to get a move on the inside of the 70 and got into him. I don't think it was intentional.
I think that was intentional. I just think that's one of those racing incidents, and just bad luck for Robert Zane. He was leading a lot of these laps in the early going, and now he finds himself deep in the pack in 11th place. So he's got his work cut out. If he wants to be back up front, but if I was Robert Zane, I would just make myself back to 8th with that invert for that second race, and sort of reset your mindset and get ready for the second twin of the night.
The mulligan will go to Boo Boo Dalton. Ross Boo Boo Dalton up in front. He'll lead the way as we are under a caution flag here. Ross Boo Boo Dalton, there he is. Liberty, North Carolina. Got a couple of wins this year. The man that is behind the Ross Dalton Racing late model stock E-Tour. By the way, we unveiled this during the LFRL broadcast. We'll unveil some exciting news at the halfway break at the end of the Twin 75s for race number 1. We'll unveil some exciting news about what's coming up in December. We're excited about it as well. And it involves both leagues. Field looking like they got a choose cone at the start-finish line, picking inside and outside. Aaron Stoltz down on the bottom. Boo Boo Dalton will stay up on the top, followed by Mason Walters and Austin Taylor. Ryland Lauder, your top 5. Ryland Lauder, by the way, made his debut a few weeks ago driving a Charger car for Ross Dalton at Caraway Speedway. Spent a lot of time in the Bandoleros and the Modifieds, but now in a late model. Here they come, back to the Lucky Ducks Motorsports green flag of the air. As they roar through that CRN restart zone, and we are back to green, closing in on under 50 to go here, Ryan, at North Wilkesboro. Keep an eye on the 70. He's the man on a mission. That's Robert Zane. And watch Ryland Lauder right there in front of him. It's Walters and Taylor battling door to door into 1.
Yeah, Walters and Taylor there, and Ryan Lawler making it 3 wide off of 2. They are getting aggressive here, battling for that third position. They are rubbing each other, and they are definitely going all out for this third position.
Oh boy. And here we go. Look at Stoltz.
Yeah, Stoltz ran a little bit high and wide there in 3 and 4, and allowed Ross Boubou to get underneath him, and now they're battling side by side, door to door, down the back straightaway.
Side by side. Contact. Fender rubbing. Down into the corner. Dalton powers back on the bottom. Up on the top. And look at the 16. It's the 500 on your time and scoring. Ross Boo Dalton has got Mason Walters right there to the left elbow of the Stoltz car. And now throw Walters now and Austin Taylor in the mix now as they close in on 40 to go here. Hooked it on board. What a dive by Mason Walters. Right on the left rear of Dalton's car. He got him sideways. Stoltz up high. They bang fenders again, and somehow they hold it together. Caution in the back. Another caution is out. I think this is the competition caution, actually. I believe, guys, this is the competition caution with on lap third. Well, I don't know. I saw a car roll away unless somebody else wrecked. Was that what car was that flew by there? Was that the 9 or the 6? Speedy Bird, was that the 16 of Speedy Bird? The 50, there's another 50, Bradley Walford. Maybe it was him that had an accident. Let's see what happened to the 50 star. I noticed him not the 16. There's the sound gear entry, but the 50 star. There's the man in 12th, if that'll help you out. Wow, whoa. Mason Walters and Austin Taylor having some contact under caution. Ryan, is it just like a full moon Sunday night in the iRacing server or something? I mean, what in the world?
Yeah, I mean, we saw last race where there was, a few bizarre incidents. We're seeing a few hits under yellow tonight, I was chatting with some of these drivers tonight. I don't know if this is happening in this server, but last server there was some technical difficulties with cars, popping in and out with network issues. So, iRacing did get that big old Season 4 update, a lot of new cars, a lot of new tracks being updated. So I don't know if, all this updating on iRacing is causing all of these issues of drivers fighting net code or whatnot, but a lot of problems. It seems like tonight.
Really is. Nonetheless, we will stay under the wrapping up. I thought it was supposed to be lap 50 was the competition caution. Maybe they decided to throw one at 40 to go. And maybe that's what it was, a competition caution. I might need to clarify. I could have swore it was lap 50. But nonetheless, the 50 is leading on the outside. Back inside the CRN restart zone. Lucky Ducks Motorsports green flag back in her way as we close in on the final 35 laps of race 1. And we got crashing going on. Look out. And no yellow flag. But boy, oh boy, Jordan Blair just got the short end of the stick on that one. We stay under green.
Yeah, that incident, it just looked like Robert Zane sent it 3 wide in turn 1, and just 3 wide, just a little bit of contact that the driver on the outside got. The worst of it as we see a battle here of Aaron Stoltz up front, side by side between Ross Dahl and Walters there for second.
Got a car off the pace. That's Michael Steele, the number 5. He'll come down to the pit lane as we head to lap number 42. Under 35 to go. Stoltz in the lead now. That's Stoltz right now in that top spot.
Caution. Just saw it in the background. Robert Zane spun, I believe, Cliff Mullins around somewhere around that area of 5th and 6th place and sent someone spinning around on the front straightaway.
So another caution flag is out. We haven't took one in a while. We'll step away and take a break. More coverage from North Wilkesboro right after this. This is Leadfoot TV and LSRTV, your home for sim racing. Eastern Technical Design Incorporated provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Services include architectural renderings, preliminary plan design, as well as final construction drawings. These drawings include all the necessary structural, building, plumbing, and mechanical electrical plans as required to produce and deliver a finished building and/or structure. This company is proudly owned by LFRL's Tracy Brown. Eastern Technical Design. Contact them today at 252-245-1599 or email them at easterntechnicaldesign@gmail.com. Commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Eastern Technical Design is the perfect plan for your building needs. Blue Line Soft Wash is a veteran-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing integrity and precision to exterior cleaning. Founded by a retired law enforcement officer, and we proudly back the men in blue. Blue Line Soft Wash upholds the values of service, commitment, and attention to detail in every job. Trust Blue Line Soft Wash to protect and enhance your property with the same dedication they once gave to protecting our community. Protect and serve. Protect your car with Blue Line Soft Wash today. The field getting ready to come back to the restart zone off of turn number 4. Back to the CRN restart zone. Green flag. Lucky Ducks Motorsports waves again. And we are closing in on the final 30 laps, 27 to go to be exact, of race 1 here at North Wilkesboro. And we got trouble. They're bamming and slamming in the back. And I heard a little hit. And then the caution comes out again. Trouble in the back. Heading to turn number 3. Looks like Robert Zane and some others have crashed. We go back under caution. Let's find the 70. Had such a good run going for him at the start of the race, and then when he fell to the back after spinning on contact with Jordan Blair, he's now fell in the back, and he has done nothing but struggle in the 70 car there, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, we did see him spin earlier on. He did work himself back up, but, on that 4th caution, it was caused for him spinning on the front straightaway, and he spun again, I believe, on the back straightaway. So he's having a rough go at it, and I believe his first time here in the Ross Stallman Racing League.
Another look at it again. Watch this. I mean, it looked like he just lost it on his own. What do you think?
I believe it's the 2 cars that are battling. Above him, I believe that's 16 and 63 of Rylan Lauder. They just got into each other on the top and went down the track and caused the 70 to hit the inside wall and crash out.
So another caution out. Hey, want to send a big hello to Landon Brown. Man, he says he's checking out the broadcast, watching. Landon, we would love to get you in a late model, whether it's with LFRL or Ross Dalton Racing when you get a chance to, man. I don't know if you're into the iRacing world like like you are with your race car driving in real life. Cars Tour, Hickory, more. Carroll Racing, High Rock Vodka 75. But hello to Landon Huffman. That's pretty cool to have Landon Huffman watching our broadcast. Thank you for the message. He is, yeah. You want to say hello to him? You want to say hello to him, Tracy? Say hello to him. Go ahead.
Huff! Just want to say hello, man. Big fan here, dude. Been watching your videos and everything. Bought a hat from your wonderful better half there and everything. Just great family. I watched your dad race back at Southern National back in, I think, 2001, 2002, something
Shane
like that.
Huffman.
No,
Yeah,
Robert
the
Huffman.
family.
Robert
Yeah,
Huffman.
Robert. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So just want to give a shout out to you. I'm behind the production board here. But anyway, man, just want to say, hey, Wesley told me you were watching. So, hey.
He was. And we're back underway and 20 laps to go and there's contact. Oh, no. Mason Walters, Austin Taylor, and others crashing in 3 and 4. And another caution out here. I just had a feeling on that restart we were in trouble. I really did.
Yeah, they were
Jordan
bouncing.
Blair, that's the 6 of Blair in the Walters, and he didn't let up. Watch this. Wow.
Yeah, they were getting a little bit aggressive. They were, really, turning up the aggressiveness. They was even beating and banging farther in the background. But a lot of not smart moves there on that restart.
And I did it again. I did it again, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Golden Racing time to dig, but it's under caution. I mean, it is time to dig, no doubt about it. Big thanks to Chris Golden. And maybe that's why we had that wreck there, Ryan.
Yeah, they were digging too hard. I mean, we saw this, the last race where they got down to 25 laps to go, and they turned up the aggressiveness and started crashing a lot more. So that seems to be a trend tonight.
So it's time to go. Time to dig. Get out your broomstick. Get out your shovel. Get out your broomstick. Oh. Time to dig with 25 to go. Right now, Aaron Stokes leads the way. By the way, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, they'll rack them, restack them, and do it again. Another 75 lapper. However, the top 8 are inverted. What do you think of that there, Ryan? The top 8 cars are inverted. Coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to spice it up for that second race. We started this race with Ross Dalton and Robert Zane on the front row, so that would be kind of sort of where you would get your switch in that second race. But we've seen drivers go from the back to the front all night long, so this will be definitely interesting to see who wins this race and who gets the pole for the next one.
We will be looking for a green flag. CRN restart zone. Another Lucky Ducks Motorsports green flag. New names up in the front like Mullins, like Lauder, like Walford. And look at Zane back up there, the pole man, as we're back underway. He might be, we got trouble. Oh, look out. Oh, hell, they crashed entering on the pit road.
Yeah, Austin Taylor has found himself stuck on pit road.
He might be stuck.
They might have to do an Austin Powers on pit road there.
Oh, my goodness. It's Ethan Johnson. crashing, others crashing. Walters, Mason. I'm sorry, that's actually the 51 Austin Taylor. Watch this again. Watch the 51. You can't make this up. Replay coming. Yes, sir. Thank you, Chris Walters. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Northwest Racing Series truck playoffs tomorrow night, round of 12, race 2 at Texas. And then we're going to Rockingham with the Northwest ARCA Series, LSRTV and CRN. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Bing. Bang. So, oh, he says, would you let me get through here? Walford and Taylor. Oh, wow. Man, that was fun. Oh, wow. Caution out again. Can we go on board with 51 production truck Tracy Brown? This should be fun. Austin Taylor. This is going to be interesting, Ryan. Hold on. Oh, wow. Here we go. Keep an eye on the 51 and watch this. He's like literally right in the middle of a race car sandwich, if you will. Watch this. And it's just, wow. What did I do? and there he goes. Look at this. Nice. Just bang, bang. I can't get out. And then that's what happened. That's what happened to the 51 of Austin Taylor there, Brian Tomford. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he got stuck there on pit road. I don't think that was any fault of his own, but he had to Austin power his way out there. Reverse it multiple times to get it rolling down pit road, and he's I believe he's still stuck on pit road with damages. As we go green flag racing here.
Do get a fast repair, but I got to wonder if he's already used it. CRN restart zone. Back to the Lucky Duck Motorsports green flag back underway at North Wilkesboro with a dozen laps to go in race 1 of the Twin 75s. We will do this again. Remember, there is an invert. There will be an invert after race number 1. Look at this now. Now that's Mullins on the high side. And look at the 16 in the car, the PPG machine. That's Mason Walters battling there with the Blair and Walters team. Look at Lauder. Look at Mullins. And Mullins got taken out. He fights back. Oh, he was sideways for just a moment there. What a save for Mullins in 37 with 10 to go, Ryan.
Yeah, with 10 to go, Aaron Stoltz has got himself a decent gap out front over Robert Zane there. Robert Zane, has worked his way up through the field, so he's definitely got a lot of pace to go. But I wonder if he's got anything left to go for Aaron Stoltz with 9 laps to go.
Now in single digits. Keep an eye on the Lauder car, Rylan Lauder, the young man from Lawndale, North Carolina. Archdale, actually. My apologies. And the Lauder family. I told you about Lauder, his grandfather, multi-time winner, champion of the modifieds and late models. Josh Lauder as well, former champion of the Carolina Pro Late Model Series, Hickory and more. Runs in modified, done well. Rylan ran in the champion racer winner in Bandoleros, now moving into modified. 602 crate mods and late models. Made a Ross Dalton late model debut a couple of weeks ago, actually, in a Charger car. And if you don't know what a Charger is, it is a late model car with the scuff tires, bump stops, and a carburetor change. 5 laps to go. And Stoltz is up in front. And Ryan, if I remember correctly, didn't Aaron Stoltz win the last race last Sunday night at Kinley in the Twin 75s? I think he won it.
Yeah, I believe he did win it. But we've seen Aaron Stoltz win a few races this year. So, he's had a bit of success, and, he's with 4 laps to go, he's going to find himself once again in victory lane.
Staying in that top spot, Aaron Stoltz hitting his marks perfectly. We're going to re-rack him and do it again with the top 8 on an invert coming up next after a break. 3 laps to go. Everybody single file with Lauder now second. Walters in third. By the way, Rylan Lauder making his debut with the series tonight. Doing well, Ryan, as they come to 2 to go this time. Bye, buddy.
Yeah, working 2 to go here. Ryan Lauder, is doing well for himself in second place, but, on that invert, he'll find himself a little bit deeper in the field. So he'll have to pass a few cars as, Aaron Stoltz is going to get the white flag here to go.
Here he comes, the tilt of 5, 1 to go. White flag in the air, final time around for race number 1. Stoltz, Lauder, Walters, 1, 2, and 3. A very eventful first 75 lapper. 8 will be the invert, but Aaron Stoltz, who won race 2 of the Twins at Kinley last week, comes to the line and wins race 1 of the Twin 75s at North Wilkesboro. So, Aaron Stoltz, another win with the series. He'll take race number 1 of the Blue Ridge Twin 75s here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Race number 1 will go to Aaron Stoltz. Rylan Lauder, second. Mason Walters, third. Cliff Mullins, fourth. Robert Zane, your top 5. Jordan Blair, 6th. Bradley Walford, 7th. And Ross Boo Boo Dalton, 8th. I want you to keep up with those numbers because remember, there will be an invert for race number 2 coming up immediately after a break. And it will be Ross Boo Boo Dalton on the pole when that happens. Before we do take a break, though, let's bring in the race 1 winner before we take a commercial break and grab a word with the man there of the number 02. He won at Kinley. He does it again. Aaron Stoltz, you're in the broadcast booth. Congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you.
Boy, that race was wild, wasn't it? I mean, is it the car? Is it the new update? Is it the track that's new? What was the point of survival here at North Wilkesboro for race 1?
The track, actually, I hate North Wilkesboro, but I love this track now. But but no, it's just we've been so used to racing with the same amount of guys, and we brought in a few new people, and they were just anxious to win, I believe, and we had a few guys blinking in and out and just chopping each other. So it was just kind of a wreck fest. But as far as racing, it kind of was good racing. You know what I mean?
It really was. Ryan.
How do you keep cool with all of these wrecks happening and all this chaos? How do you keep cool and, keep that lead out in front?
Well, you really don't, because everybody behind you really ain't there to help you out. You know what I mean? Unless you're in a silent Discord with you and one other person that you know is going to help you out. But other than that, I mean, if you don't for sure know who's behind you, then like we went green and Mason Walters, he hit me as soon as we went coming to the second lap after we went green and about wrecked me. I'm like, what are you doing? But you just got to get the people who aren't anxious, let them go by you and just follow them, let them wreck everybody and wreck themselves, and then you'll be right there at Tater Row.
So, Aaron, I know there's a restart. You're 8 on the invert. What do you do to try to get back up here and try to sweep the Blue Ridge Twins here at a track that you don't like?
I gotta say I do love this track now. We've been hosting a bunch of races here and I've won most of them. So, but I guess starting 8th, I'm just going to let everybody go by and let the blinkers blink and wreck everybody and slowly just watch out what we're doing. I do believe Ross has it set up so we run the same tires this race as we did last one, and we're not allowed to change tires. So that should make it really, really interesting.
Well, buddy, before we let you go, I want you to thank your sponsors. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was running hard and saving. I know some dudes wasn't saving. But I got to thank y'all. I got to thank Ross for letting me join this. Michael Steele for all my paints. He's made me 3 paints this week. Trying to decide which one I want to run. But once again, thank y'all for being up here and broadcasting us and letting us do our thing.
He'll be 8th on the invert after a quick break. I promise you it won't be 17 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Aaron Stoltz, winner of race number 1. We are taking a break. When we come back before race number 2, we've got some exciting news to unveil about the Leadfoot Racing League and Ross Dalton Racing late models on LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, and CRN. Coming up, gift wrapped in December. We unveil it when we come back. Blue Line Soft Wash is a veteran-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing integrity and precision to exterior cleaning. Founded by a retired law enforcement officer, and we proudly back the men in blue. Blue Line Soft Wash upholds the values of service, commitment, and attention to detail in every job. Trust Blue Line Soft Wash to protect and enhance your property with the same dedication they once gave to protecting our community. Protect and serve. Protect your car with Blue Line Soft Wash today. Eastern Technical Design Incorporated provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Services include architectural renderings, preliminary plan design, as well as final construction drawings. These drawings include all the necessary structural, building, plumbing, and mechanical electrical plans as required to produce and deliver a finished building and/or structure. This company is proudly owned by LFRL's Tracy Brown. Eastern Technical Design. Contact them today at 252-245-1599 or email them at easterntechnicaldesign@gmail.com. Commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Eastern Technical Design is the perfect plan for your building needs. Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, is a premier provider of professional logging and land clearing services, proudly serving communities across the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. Their services are vital for large-scale land development and forestry operations. By prioritizing responsible land management, Tar River Environmental helps clients achieve their land use goals while maintaining ecological integrity. Find more details on Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, on Google today.
Would you like a sport of tea and some crumpets?
Hey, everybody, we're back at North Wilkesboro Speedway. We're going to take a quick break. I promise it's not going to be 10 minutes either. But this is like an intermission, like at the movie theater, right? Where you go and do you remember the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Remember we're like halfway through the movie? They take a break for about 5 minutes so Tracy can run to the bathroom or get popcorn or go grab snacks or whatever. We're gonna do the same thing. So we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll be ready for twin race number 2. Oh, and the big race announcement coming back after the break also. Stay with us. don't know if I can hear it. Back here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, ladies and gentlemen, as we were preparing for the second race, we had a weather delay, and unfortunately, the Mother Nature forced us to have to postpone race number 2 until the following day. And we are back at the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's the Blue Ridge Twins 75, and boy, I tell you what, Ryan Tomford, this is going to throw a monkey wrench in race 2 coming up.
Yeah, it's a little foggy. It's going to be overcast skies, so this is going to definitely change the conditions a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for this next coming race.
I want to say thank you, everybody, for your patience and waiting. Again, we welcome you back to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV and Leadfoot TV. It is the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model Stock E-Tour. The Blue Ridge Twin 75s. Weather interfered last night. We had to reset, and it is daytime. It is cloudy. Matter of fact, let's show you the weather conditions right now before we give you the starting lineup. And remember, there was an 8-car invert after race 1 last night. It is 68 degrees. The track temp is almost 30 degrees more than what it was last night. Remember, last night's race was 66 degrees, track temp 66, completely different ball game. Overcast, foggy, cloudy conditions, windy west winds at 10 miles an hour, and it is humid, Ryan Tomford.
Yeah, it's very humid out there, and as you were saying, the track is very hot out. It's going to be 94 degrees track temp, so this is going to definitely play be a very different challenge for all of these drivers. And we've got an invert, so, everything is changing. A lot of different elements for this race. We had chaos last race, and I think that's probably going to continue for this early portion of this race as drivers get used to these new conditions.
We also have some new entries running race number 2. However, they'll start at the rear. Remember, 8 is the invert. Starting lineup coming up in a moment. First, we need to pause on radio for station identification.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
Thank you very much for joining us, whether you are watching on Leadfoot TV, LSRTV, your home for sim racing, or listening on the radio, 87.9 FM terrestrial or rearcrn.com. You see the field now shuffling into position. They manually, first 4 rows, have to invert themselves. And we get ready, Ryan Tomford, for the race coming up.
Yeah, as we see these drivers, figure out where they're starting this race. We've got new contenders in this one, so this is going to be a fun one to watch out.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup as they are rolling on the racetrack on the pole due to the invert. Starting in the pole position, it will be the driver. That's not correct, actually. This is the lineup on the pole, the number 050 machine of Bradley Walford. Bradley Walford in the 50. He chooses the outside alongside Ross Boo Boo Dalton on the front row. So Boo Boo Dalton and Bradley Walford on the front row. Row 2, Jordan Blair and Robert Zane. Then it's going to be on row number 3, Cliff Mullins and Mason Walters. You got the rest of the lineup of 12, I think, ready to come to green here next time by or in a few laps, Ryan.
Yeah, and then next row, we'll see Aaron Stoltz and Ethan Johnson. Behind them is Michael Steele and Austin Taylor. At Speedy Bird, they're P10, P11, and Peanut Baker, a new contender for tonight's race. For the second Twin 75, will find himself at 12th.
So the lights off on the pace car. We will get ready to turn them loose. Hey, by the way, our buddy Chris Walters and Toby Ritters were chatting to me about it in the chat box for LSRTV. Tomorrow night, playoffs, round of 12, race 2. We're going to Texas. Join Jeremy Stanley, Charles Wooten, and myself tomorrow night, 11:15 Eastern. 8:15 Pacific, LSRTV on CRN as well. And the ARCA Northwest Series is down to 3 races left of the season. That'll be at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 Pacific on Thursday night. We're going to the Rockingham Speedway. Leadfoot Racing League next week, going to Kenley. And South Boston next Sunday night for the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model Tour. North Wilkesboro, the Blue Ridge Twins 75s ready to roll for the second race. After a day later, we raced race 1 last night. Weather interfered. They had to reset things. This is going to be interesting. What a difference a day makes, right? This lyrics to a song from the 50s. This is what we're going to see coming up at Wilkesboro tonight here, Ryan.
Yeah, it's going to be a different race. You know, it's foggy out, new challenges, and, you know, we've got new contenders, 250 cars starting on the front row. So, and, you know, on that second row, we see Robert Zane, who was very quick in that first race, and Jordan Blair, who had a little bit of an incident with that 50 car. They're side by side, so that could be a storyline to watch out for in these early goings as we're going to get the green flag off of 4 here.
Pace car is in a day later. Foggy conditions on an overcast Sunday afternoon. Here they come with the front row set. Green flag in the air. Lucky Ducks Motorsports green flag, 75 laps, and we're underway. And whoa, trouble! Into the wall was Walford. Looked like he might have equalized the tire. Throttle hung. Something happened to the 050. He went from the outside of the front row to in the wall. Now way off the pace as we keep staying green a lap in.
Yeah, we'll stay green. That 50 car of Bradley Walford very badly damaged in the back of the field as we see Jordan Blair now lead the field as we see Mason Walters there in second, battling side by side with Ross Dalton.
Thanks to everybody that's watching, whether you're watching on LSR TV or Leadfoot TV. It's kind of like 50-50 right now with the numbers. 2 different ways to watch, ways to listen. The uncut radio is, I'm telling you, hilarious. If you ever get a chance to go to wearecrn.com, the commentary off air, we just love it. And it is it is rated R, but nonetheless, look at this battle for the lead as Jordan Blair on the inside of Mason Walters. Timing and scoring's got him as 500. He's in the PPG number 16. They're coming to 5 completed in the daytime, in the fog at North Wilkesboro, going to turn 3, Ryan.
Yeah, Mason Walters has now found himself out of the lead, passing Jordan Blair there. So he's doing all he needs to win this race is he's starting to gap Jordan Blair there in first place.
Thanks again to Lucky Ducks Motorsports. They're in the chat box. They're saying, let's go. Cheering on everybody. Thanks for watching. And thanks for being a sponsor of LFRL and the Leadfoot Racing TV and Ross Dalton Racing as Jordan Blair continues to stay in that top spot right there behind the leader, Walters. He's in second, excuse me. There's Dalton right behind them. Ross Boo Boo Dalton, remember, the invert. Keep an eye on Stoltz. He's in 5th right now. The invert was 8 from last night. The lineup was locked in after the weather came in last night at virtual North Wilkesboro. The decision was made to postpone, and I think they were planning to race at night, but when they got into the new server, it was a surprise to everybody, even ourselves, Ryan. And they said, well, it is what it is. This is what we're going to race on, and this is what they're doing right now.
Yeah, when I jumped in that iRacing server, you know, it was very foggy and overcast and very much surprised here at the booth. So, you know, different challenges as, you know, Mason Walters and Jordan Blair and Ross Dalton as we see a spinner on the front straightaway.
Direction went spinning down to the bottom of the safer barrier on the pit lane. Caution will fly for the first time here. It'll trigger our first blue line soft wash caution. That is Johnson and Walford with damage. Watch this again. Wonder if Mullins got into him, or maybe the 5 is Steele. We'll see it on the replay. And there it is, left rear. Steele even got sideways, got righted, but Ethan Johnson goes spinning and pointing towards the wrong direction. There's Bradley Walford's car. Can we show the start, Tracy? Let's go to the start of the race and watch what happened to the 50, the 050. That, of course, was the driver of Bradley Walford. Now, remember, this happened about 11 laps to go, but this is our first blue line soft wash caution. But, Ryan, look at what happened here to Walford on the start of the race here. Coming to the green, nowhere to go for him. Okay, this is when they're trying to get everybody in order. We might not have it. We might not have it available. Coming to the green flag is when he had say, and I don't know, Ryan, if something broke, if a throttle hung, if a tire equalized, something caused him to wallop and pancake the outside retaining wall in turn number 2 on the green flag start.
Yeah, I don't know really what happened on that green flag start. You know, he definitely hit the ball very, very hard. So, you know, it was definitely an interesting incident to start the race.
Yeah, I think we're trying to go right back to the start of it again. Keep an eye on it here. And obviously, pace car is getting ready to pull onto the pit lane here. And I think they make one more lap. Can you go any faster? Fast forward, like triple fast forward? As fast as it'll go? Oh, boy. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, there you're the man. There you go. There you go. Talking 100 miles an hour. Keep up everything.
I believe we're green flag racing again. If
Well, we wanted to try to show what happened, and maybe we could put it up on the side-by-side. But, yeah, right here, pace car is coming in. Watch the 50 right here coming to the green, and I can't tell if there's contact or not. I mean, he's working off the – well, yep, he sure did. It looked like it was a bad bump draft there, Ryan. Now that I see it, we're back under green flag, by the way. You only missed about 3 laps, so we're right back to green, or we just went back to the green flag. Lucky
we only missed only 2 laps there, as they were 3 wide there in the background, as Mason Walters, you know, got a good restart there. As it seems to have a little bit of trouble on that second row with, you know, a little bit of a stack up there, but it allowed Mason Walters to get a good jump on that restart.
By the way, another Lucky Ducks Motorsports green flag, as we had a 22 in trouble. Look at Baker. That's Peanut Baker. He was not in race number 1, but he did make this race, as he's right behind the back of Cliff Mullins. How about Mason Walters up in front? He leads the way. And we work now heading towards lap number 20. Conditions totally different than what race number 1 provided. Overcast, cloudy, foggy. That fog will lift as we move into the afternoon. But right now, it is just bearing down on the racetrack. I can see the cars a little clearer than that they were at the start during practice. But right now, Dalton's sitting in second, but he's got a virtual thundering herd behind him. One wrong slip, and he's going to have some trouble.
Yeah, if he makes one simple mistake, Jordan Blair or Aaron Stoltz will be on him. As they are battling side by side there for P3.
Look at that move on the outside. That's going to be the Stoltz entry. Aaron Stoltz. He's right there up on the top, battling alongside with the 6 to Jordan Blair. They're side by side, working into turn number 3. You're on board now with Jordan Blair. Solid run for the man of the number 4 position outside the podium. As right now, Stoltz is up to 3rd. He will begin his ascent now to run down Ross Boo Boo Dalton. That's the next car in front of him. Meanwhile, 7 cars nose to tail from 3rd on back behind Stoltz as they go into turn number 2. the next caution flag, we have some special announcements to unveil that we didn't do during the break, and our apologies. We had that technical issues, and we totally forgot about it. And they work back into the corner again. There is the driver of the 70 car, by the way. That's Robert Zane. And I'm seeing the fog lift more and more every lap as we're 25 in, 50 to go. And I'll tell you what, it's starting to clear. And we're watching now Robert Zane showing renewed vigor in race two. Race one, he was up in front, and then he got in an accident, and then he fell back. But right now, he looks good in the 70 and 5th.
Yeah, I mean, we did see him struggle there in a few incidents, but, he did, in the back of the pack, I was watching him, he did make a few great passes, and, he did work his way through the field. So he does have pace in that 70 car, but Peanut Baker, who wasn't in the first race, is definitely giving him a challenge and a run for his money for 5th position, as we see Peanut Baker dive it down on the inside.
Look at Baker, Peanut Baker, a late entry, did not run last night's race, but he is here today. And he has got Robert Zane up on the top, battling the Hooters colors. There's, of course, the Mullins car, Taylor's car. And remember what happened to Austin Taylor? Did not have an eventful night in race one. He's up in the wall. I'm not even going to talk about him no more. I feel like I'm bad luck.
Yeah, every time you talk about him, he finds himself stuck on pit road or in the wall. But, he's out on the outside of the 37 car there of Cliff Mullins.
I mean, I was trying to brag about him, and then, he's in the fence. So, by the way, 45 laps to go. There could be a competition caution with 40 remaining. Just before halfway, as right now, there goes Aaron Stoltz. He's in third, but he's right behind Dalton. There he is, battling for second, and somewhere up ahead is Mason Walters. In the 500, the PPG 16, he's battling lap traffic. As there goes, whoa, the 6, Blair, battles with Stoltz side by side for 5th and 4th as they work back into the corner. What a show they're putting on. Stoltz now up on the high side. Here comes that Chevrolet Performance number 6 on the bottom. That's Jordan Blair. Blair now third. He'll set his sights now on Dalton. Stoltz falls back to 4th. Zane in the top 5. There's the Liberty, North Carolina driver for the Ross Dalton Racing Driver Development. Number 50. I don't know why his car is 37. It should be a 50, but that's actually the Mullins car, 37. That's the picture, the graphic. And there's the leaders. He had lap traffic in front of him, and then he got around him. And Mason Walters up in front. I got a feeling we can see a competition caution any moment now. And by the way, what we had? 2 cautions, maybe 1, I think.
Yeah,
one yellow flag, 1 caution on the daytime race.
Yeah, they've had less cautions this race. They must have had discussions overnight about trying to keep it more clean, as we see the 16 ripping the outside, Speedy Bird just riding the wall as he dives down onto pit road there. But they've definitely keep it a lot more clean here. Speedy Bird seems to have left the server.
Break for Speedy Bird, the 16 machine, the sound gear entry. He was the lap car on the tail end of the lead lap, and he got out of the way. And then we now move into under 40 remaining. 37 laps to go here. Mason Walters, his numbers don't even match his car. So Walters is in a 500 on time and scoring. He's in a 16 on the racetrack. The PPG, if you don't know what PPG is, it's PPG Paints. Paints. People didn't know that. PPG Paints. Painting company. Mason Walters, there's Ross Dalton. Yeah, it didn't work. Boo-boo. In the number 2 position from Liberty, North Carolina. Jordan Blair sitting in 3rd, just after halfway. 35 laps to go.
Seems like we're not going to get a competition caution here, but
no, I think they're letting them race on.
Yeah, they'll let them race on. We've got clean racing out here as Mason Walters has got like a 1.4 second advantage out there in front, so he's got a decent gap, and then we've got this trio of cars there behind him, battling there for second position. So, it's sort of stabilized with these positions for now. It's kind of strung out between the leaders here, and there's not that many battles happening on track. They're just trying to tick off some of these laps and trying to get to the end of these races.
Mason Walters still holding on to that spot. 30 laps to go, just after the halfway mark. There he is hitting his marks. By the way, next week, Sobo for Twin 75s at South Boston. Cars tour in action last night at Sobo. And the Ledford Racing League will be at Kinley next Saturday next Sunday as well. Will all be on LSRTV and Leadfoot TV and CRN. You were saying, Ryan, with 30 to go, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just watching that Sobo race last night, that car store race. That was a bit of a wild one. We saw a car go, I believe, airborne at one point. So that was a crazy race over there at Sobo.
Yeah, Parker Eatman, that actually is a runner on the LFRL during the wintertime. We got a car off the pace. Again, Johnson in trouble. That's Ethan Johnson that just went a lap down or more. He walloped the wall coming off of that 4th turn under 30 laps to go. There you see the damage on the right front of the 97. That's 27 on time and scoring. And we will stay under the green flag. One caution in race number 2. Race 1 had 10 cautions, maybe 9. I think I caused the first one. I'll take credit for it. And then we had weather come in. And then we had to delay till today for daytime racing. And it's been foggy when we first got here. The fog is lifting. The clouds are lifting. And you're seeing the sun try to poke out on the front nose of the leader's car of Mason Walters. Walters has about a 9/10 second lead, about 9/10 of a second over Dalton, but it is shrinking. 8/10, 7/10 now. Dalton is running down the 16 as they go to 1 with 25 to go. Head come in a few laps.
Yeah, Ross Dalton is picked up his pace a little bit here, and has sort of closed that gap. Lap traffic has also played a part. Walters struggled a little bit to get past Ethan Johnson, so he lost a few tenths of a second there. And we've got a yellow flag, so the race Mason Walters as Robert
saying in trouble. The number 70 Hooters car, the man that started on the pole earlier with problems now. Watch the Ford. There it is. And a hit from Walters in 51, or Taylor, I'm sorry, not Walters, Taylor. Hit from 51 from Taylor, sent the 70 around. Hey, listen, so we were going to unveil this during the break. We forgot to. We'll unveil it right now. Breaking news involving the Leadfoot Racing League and the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model Development Tour. Coming in December, we are excited to unveil. The graphic will be popping up on your screen as we're under a blue line soft wash caution. 2 leagues, 1 champion, a 5-race Pro Cup series. It is the LFRL RDR Super 5 Pro Cup Championship Series Invitational. What it will be the top 10 in the points for the Leadfoot Racing League, who you watched earlier tonight on LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, or listened to on CRN, and the Ross Dalton Racing League that you're watching now. They will compete, the top 10 in the points. So it'll be 20 drivers that have to fully commit. They can't just run one race and be done. They got to say, I'm going to run all 5 races, because that's the point of it. If not, we'll go to the next driver and invite them. It will kick off on December the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th with races at Kenley, Indianapolis Raceway Park, or Lucas Oil Speedway, Indianapolis, and Concord. We'll then take off for the new year, and we'll come back on January the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. I think there is a mistake there. So it's supposed to be December 14th, 21st, and then 11th, 18th, 25th in 2026. Nonetheless, what we will do is there will be a 5-race series. 4 races will be 250 laps. The finale will be at USA, 300 laps. And I believe 98.5, the Big Dog Country and friend announcer Sean Lamb will join me and Ryan in the booth for the USA International 300 finale. The best late model drivers on iRacing battle the LFRL RDR Super 5 Pro Cup Challenge Series as we get ready to go back to green, back inside the CRN restart zone. Lucky Ducks Motorsports, green flag, 20 to go. Hey, and by the way, it's time to dig. We're 4 laps shy from it, but it is time to dig. I think Dalton knows that. Look out! Walters sideways. Dalton sideways. Stoltz sideways. Time to dig, and somehow they stay in the gas in the top 3, battle to get into 1. Oh no! Walters crashes. Stoltz, the race 1 winners in the wall. Steele's in the wall. Dalton's in the wall. Trouble in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, that collected about everyone in the field. That is trouble at the end of the race. I want to see who does not have damage, who got that through that wreck cleanly.
Oh my goodness. Open up a virtual Waffle House. We are scattered, smothered, and covered with a virtual metal omelet mayhem of destruction. Watch this. Stoltz is, well, he didn't flip, but he did bicycle in the air on his side. Watch this one more time. Let's go on board. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just racing, Ryan. Just racing. Dalton into Walters. It could have, I mean, look at that. They were just fighting for the win. I'm big. Oh no.
It seemed like they were pushing too hard there at the end.
Let's go on board with Stoltz. By the way, thanks to 4Wide Motorsports, Chris Cannon, and 4Wide Motorsports for the instant replay. Watch this one more time. This is, by the way, our only 3rd blue line soft wash caution. Watch this one more time. I got a feeling this is the Tar River Environmental yes sir moment of the race as well, because look at this. Oh my goodness. This is like siblings fighting for the last piece of chicken on the dinner table. Oh.
Somebody else I would love to go on board with if we can. Robert Zane, I think the seas parted for him. He's one of these drivers that got through this whole wreck very cleanly. It seems like he stayed out while everyone had to come down and get fast repairs.
From another angle, watch this again. Robert Zane up high. There you see Stoltz on the bottom. That's Steele, actually. That's actually Steele. This is Robert Zane. Oh, wow! And he come up with he's second. Walford I think Walford's the new leader. Zane is in second.
But Walford came down pit road during
Robert Zane's the new leader.
Robert Zane's the new leader.
Holy cow.
He's gone from far back in the field to leading, so good job for Robert Zane.
From the penthouse to the outhouse, back to the penthouse again. It didn't even need a key. Oh, man. By the way, I think we got the dates, guys, backwards for that Super 5 thing with a graphic. We'll fix it. Don't worry about it. But to let you know, if you want to put that up there on the graphic again, December 14th, the 21st, that will be the first two races, which is Southern National and IRP. And then we'll come back and take off for the holidays. And then it will be January 11th, 18th, and the 25th. So somewhere or another, we got the date wrong. I think it's December 14th, Southern National. December 21st is IRP. I think they said Concord's on the 28th, but it's supposed to be on the 11th. The 18th and the 25th. That's where we got it mixed up at. So anyhow, we're back on our way. And hold on, Mason Walters back at it again. I'm looking forward for that one. It's going to be a fun one. LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, CRN coming up in December. Look at Walters fighting back as well as Dalton. Remember, they do not get a fast they get a fast repair, but they do not get a set of tires, and they cannot. They really have no reason to take on fuel or get tires, but they can get a fast repair, which basically, if you take a fast repair, it repairs the damages on your car, which is basically like a brand new race car, which means you kind of got a new set of tires, pardon the pun. Zane is leading with 13. Now make it 12 to go here at North Wilkesboro. Ryan off turn 4.
Yeah, newcomer in this series is leading.
Wow.
Into 1 and 2. He is definitely pulling away from the field. It seems like everyone else behind him has got a fresh car. They've all took the past repair, but it doesn't look like their cars are that fast on this restart as we see Austin Taylor whack the wall there out of 4.
Graphics. Look at the tire rubber buildup flying through the air as we see the 51 Taylor into the wall again. Here comes now the 6 diving in, Jordan Blair after the 51, going after Dalton in the 50. 10, make it 9 to go. It's go time here at Wilkesboro.
Yeah, it's go time, and Jordan Blair dives it in there. He is fighting hard against Austin Taylor. They are fighting as we got a yellow flag.
Mason Walters has crashed in the number 16 machine. Another yellow flag. Mason Walters, keep an eye on what happened here on the replay. He was zigging and bonsaiing on the restart, and this time just got in a little too hard into Peanut Baker, and then Steele, and then Walford get into him. Bicycles on the bottom of the apron of the Walters car, and another blue line soft wash caution. 4th one of the race with 8 laps to go. The fireworks are now beginning as we have another yellow flag. Boy. Thanks again to Blue Line Soft Wash. Big thank you for them for what they do. Eastern Technical Designs. Lucky Ducks Motorsports. Thank you also to, well, we got Tiltify coming up. The 1 to go. Big thanks to Tiltify, the 1 to go sponsor. Gives you the tools you need to engage and raise more money for your charity. Donate immediately to all of your favorite charities, including such St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Water Aid America, Stand Up to Cancer, and many more. Visit tiltify.com for more information today. And we will have a chance at overtime if we get a late race caution. I think we're going to try to get this thing back underway, but at least 5 or 4 laps to go. They're going to roll around here this time by. Will be an open hand from your flagman, and it'll be 5 laps to go. If the lights go off on the pace car, Ryan, it'll be a 4-lap shootout. By the way, thanks again for our instant replays presented by 4 Wide Motorsports, the Yes Sir moment of the race. And thanks again to Tar Heel Environmental.
Lights are out on the safety cars. We'll get
Here we go.
4 laps to go around this amazing North Wilkesboro track. So we've seen a lot of battles that are craziness, in these last few laps. So hopefully it's clean to the end.
See what happens. There is a chance at overtime. Remember, here they come back to the CRN restart zone. Lucky Ducks Motorsports, green flag flies. You're on board with Ross Dalton. He's going to battle with Zane, and we're door to door going to turn one. Plenty of room given with 4 to go. Dalton back to the lead, and he gets contact. He got turned, and now Zane turns into the other leaders. Somehow they hold it together. Now Mullins crashing. We stay green. No caution. Unbelievable. There's the yellow flag. I knew it had to come out. Wow. Robert Zane in to Dalton. And then up ahead, more contact sent Mullins around and the other machine of steel. Watch this one more time. Or was it actually Walford that went around? It was Walford. My apologies. There's Bradley Walford and Mullins in 37. But let's go back to the restart, if you will. Ryan, set this up for us because we are going to go to overtime. I got a feeling Dalton might not be too happy with Robert Zane right now.
Yeah, Ross Dalton might not be that happy with him. It seemed like on this restart that Ross Dalton got a decent jump. They were sort of equal going into 1 and 2. Then it seemed like Ross Dalton got a better exit there off of 2, and Robert Zane just came down the track and spun.
Now that I see it, it looks like the 51 got into the back of the 70, and then he got into the back of Dalton. I don't think that Zane meant to really do that. Watch it one more time. Watch it one more time, Ryan. Keep an eye on the 51 and the 70. There's contact made with the 51 and the 70, which caused Zane to then get in to Dalton. I think this was just a racing deal. Watch it again. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell there. It would be nice if we can go on board with that 51. I don't know if Robert Zane,
hold that thought. We're coming to green. Yeah, hold that thought. We're coming to green. We might try to show it after. That might be the yes sir moment of the race, presented by Tar River Environmental. And thanks again to 4Wide Motorsports Instant Replay. We're coming to green. Green, white checkers. This is overtime. Back underway. Here we go. Lucky Ducks Motorsports, green flag. Overtime here at North Wilkesboro, already on lap 76. Side by side, Stokes trying to sweep the deal. Robert Zane on the outside. Here they come for the tilt-a-fly. 1 to go. Final time as the white flag waves. Look at Taylor getting back up in the battle. Here comes now Robert Zane up top, the Hooters colors. Right there, battling. Sheet metal rubbing. Aaron Stokes, ladies and gentlemen, is going to sweep next day later. The Blue Ridge Twins 75s at North Wilkesboro. Aaron Stokes does it again. And he did it from starting 8th on the invert, Ryan Tomford. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Aaron Stokes sweeping both of the races. Started on the invert and did a great job working his way through the field to find himself in victory lane again.
The man of the number 02 has found victory lane twice. He won last night, obviously, and he'll turn around and he will do it again. Aaron Stokes, the number 9. Getting it done here at North Wilkesboro. The man from Walkertown, North Carolina. I wasn't expecting him to win it, but honestly, don't count him out. He was right there in contention the entire time, and when it counted, he was there. Results for race number 2 of the Blue Ridge Twin 75s at virtual North Wilkesboro. Take a look at this one. Aaron Stoltz will pick up the victory. Remember, I know it says he started 5th, but he actually started 8th. He was inverted after race last night to the 8th position after winning last night. The 8-car invert. Austin Taylor will finish 2nd. Good solid run for him to bounce back after bad luck in the race 1. Robert Zane looked like everything was working in his favor to put the Hooters car in victory lane, but he come up short. Peanut Baker did not run race number 1. He did run this one, and he finishes in the top 5. Ross Boo Boo Dalton and Michael Steele with solid finishes there at the end of race number 2. You got the rest of the finishing order, Ryan.
Yeah, Cliff Mullins there in 7th place, found himself 3 positions down from his starting position. Jordan Blair there in 8th place. Then Bradley Wolford with a bit of troubles in the second race. And Ethan Johnson also found himself in a bit of trouble. Same goes for Mason Walters there in 11th. And Speedy Bird there in 12th.
He
41
struggled,
laps.
Speedy Bird. Yeah, man, I was going to say that, man. He actually left the race early because it just seemed like it was just not a good night for the Sound Gear number 16. But there he is, Walkertown, North Carolina, Aaron Stoltz. We will talk to him again at North Wilkesboro after we take a quick break and thank our sponsors. This has been coverage of the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model League E-Tour on iRacing on LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, and CRN. After a quick break, we will talk to the winner next. Eastern Technical Design Incorporated provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Services include architectural renderings, preliminary plan design, as well as final construction drawings. These drawings include all the necessary structural, building, plumbing, and mechanical electrical plans as required to produce and deliver a finished building and/or structure. This company is proudly owned by LFRL's Tracy Brown. Eastern Technical Design. Contact them today at 252-245-1599 or email them at easterntechnicaldesign@gmail.com. Commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Eastern Technical Design is the perfect plan for your building needs. Blue Line Soft Wash is a veteran-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing integrity and precision to exterior cleaning. Founded by a retired law enforcement officer, and we proudly back the men in blue. Blue Line Soft Wash upholds the values of service, commitment, and attention to detail in every job. Trust Blue Line Soft Wash to protect and enhance your property with the same dedication they once gave to protecting our community. Protect and serve. Protect your car with Blue Line Soft Wash today. Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, is a premier provider of professional logging and land clearing services, proudly serving communities across the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. Their services are vital for large-scale land development and forestry operations. By prioritizing responsible land management, Tar River Environmental helps clients achieve their land use goals while maintaining ecological integrity. Find more details on Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, on Google today.
Would you like a sport of tea and some crumpets?
Eastern Technical Design Incorporated provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Services include architectural renderings, preliminary plan design, as well as final construction drawings. These drawings include all the necessary structural building, plumbing, and mechanical electrical plans as required to produce and deliver a finished building and/or structure. This company is proudly owned by LFRL's Tracy Brown. Eastern Technical Design. Contact them today at 252-245-1599 or email them at easterntechnicaldesign@gmail.com. Commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Eastern Technical Design is the perfect plan for your building needs. Here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, it took a little bit longer in a day to get it done on the iRacing world, but when it is said and done, Walkertown, North Carolina, Aaron Stoltz picks up the victory. Hey, by the way, if you are one of the drivers that run in the series, we will interview the top three if we do twins from now on next time. I just didn't want to try to interview the top three after race 2 and didn't interview them after race 1. I don't want to make nobody mad at me. Anyhow, welcome back to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, CRN. And we need to pause quickly for station identification because it is midnight in the East Coast, and we will be back to grab the interview with the winner, Stoltz, next.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Connor, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
Aaron Stoltz was able to win last night in the virtual iRacing world of North Wilkesboro, and he is able to pull out a broomstick and sweep the Blue Ridge Twin 75s on the road to the championship 200-lap finale next Sunday night at Martinsville. Welcome back to coverage of the Ross Dalton Racing Driver Development Late Model E-Tour. I am Wesley Outland, Ryan Tompert, alongside Tracy Brown on production. And Aaron, how different was negotiating race 1 in the daytime and the fog to when it was winning last night? Congratulations.
It was way different. I followed Ross for a while and burned up my stuff, and then Jordan Blair got by me. Well, then we had that 2 big wrecks right there. I don't know what happened. I think Ross got screwed. I think Ross got screwed up in both of them, honestly, but he was going to win tonight. But yeah, we got rained out Saturday night and had to come back Sunday morning, and it was way different. Track was slick as all get out. But I mean, I kind of just, like I told y'all, I was going to lay back and play the wrecks, and hopefully it falls into my lap.
Well, Aaron, you've won the last 3 races here in the Ross Dalton Racing League. You know, with 1 race to go, you know, how do you make this final push towards the championship, and you have, you know, hopefully getting that win in the last race?
Just come in here and try to just do the same thing I've been doing, try to race everybody clean. I know Ross is eager to win. He's pretty upset right now with how the night fell. But I mean that like everybody will tell you, that's part of racing. But as far as pushing for a championship, I believe I'm a little too far out for a championship. So it's just try to win and be up front, but stay out of Ross and Adam Baker's way while they battle it out for the points deal. But as far as going into Martinsville, I like Martinsville. We're always really good at Martinsville, so we're just going to try to go and win that one too.
200 laps on a concrete pavement surface at the Paperclip should certainly be interesting, no doubt about it, next Sunday night. It's also the longest race of the season, and it's not a twins format. How do you prepare? What is the endurance, if you will, to survive 200 laps and be the guy we talk to next Sunday night for the finale in Victory Lane, Aaron?
How do I prepare is just I'm going to get the old air hose out and spray the PC off and bolt check it, and we're gonna wipe it down and maybe do a few push-ups, maybe go run down the road, put my running shoes on. It just hopefully we don't sweat to death right here and we can get a win. But if not, then I'm just going to get out the way and let the two guys in the points battle do their thing.
All right, buddy. Before we let you go, please thank your sponsors. Congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you. I want to thank y'all up here in the booth once again. Thank Ross for always having me. Treats me well. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without him. I want to thank Michael Steele for the paints. Just everybody that plays a part in this Discord and this league right here. I give a huge appreciation to every single one of them, and thank you to Robert for running me clean. New guy running everybody clean, good driver. But yeah, that's about it.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the winner of Saturday I guess it would be Sunday night / Monday morning's race because it's technically Monday. Aaron Stoltz, ladies and gentlemen, he wins from Walkertown, North Carolina in the Ross Dalton Racing Blue Ridge Twins 75s. Before we go, we're going to talk to Mr. Ross Boo Boo Dalton. And Ross, we unveiled the big announcement. Mr. Engineer, if you want to put the graphic up on the screen on our simulcast coverage. First off, how cool is that? LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, CRN, all at the same time, all promoting RDR, E-Tour. I can't believe we're almost at the end of the road, Ross, but man, we're excited about what's to come and really excited about December in this new Super 5 Pro Cup Challenge Invitational Series.
Yeah, I'm pumped up, man. We've spent some good hard hours getting things ready and making things right, and talking to you and Tracy and making everything come together. I'm pumped up. I think it's going to be really cool. I've got my guys geared up and they're ready to rock and roll. I think I've got me a pretty good group to race against your guys or y'all's guys, and I think that it's going to be really cool. And like Tracy said, when we first decided to do this thing, we had verses in there. It was going to be the LFRL versus RDR. And Tracy brought up a really good point. He said, well, that versus, it just puts attention on it right off the rip. And that's not what it's going to be about. It's going to be good, hard racing. And it's just going to be two solid groups of people that is going to produce some badass racing. I think
I'm looking forward to seeing the Justin Brooks and the Ross Daltons and the Aaron Stoltz and the Aiden Nieces and the Landon Browns or whoever else, the Cliff Mullins, the Michael Steels, Peanut Bakers, whoever they are, whoever the 10 drivers are that either make it in by points, or if a guy says, hey, I can't make it, and we go down the ladder and we grab the 11th place in points or 12th place in points. We want 10 drivers for the LFRL and 10 for the RDR that they race each other. And I think that this can be something monumental. I don't think it's ever been done before like we've got planned to do, Ross, honestly.
No, I've never seen it, never heard of it. It's going to be something different. And it's going to be special. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good thing. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it.
Man, I got to ask you, what's your take of being on LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, all of the coverage that we're going to be exposing for next Sunday night for the finale for the championship for RDR? I mean, it's going to be pretty wild to see what happens at the end of the race. You got the race within a race, and then you got the championship that you're going to try to oversee and possibly try to lock up.
Well, to add to that, it's going to be a triple header weekend, really. You got the race within the race that you're going to try to win. You got a championship that I'm going to try to win, and I've also got a Virginia Triple Crown that I'm trying to win. So,
oh wow,
the boys in the RDR crew here, we have, as the week prior to the 3 Triple Crown races, or the first 2 of Langley and South Boston, we've had a virtual race at the 2 racetracks, and we've held points together for it. And so this is going into the grand finale for the Triple Crown, just like in real life, and the championship for the league. Just put a cap on everything, and I'm looking really forward to it. This group of guys that we've got right now, they know each other, they know how to race, they race really hard. Stuff happens. I felt like I was the pinball tonight. Every time that I had something going in the right direction, I would, get bounced off of or whatever. But, it's coming to the end, and, when you're leading the points, no matter what, I've been in this in real life. I've been in it virtually, and
sure.
the results is always the same. You can have luck at the beginning of the season, throughout the middle, and always have speed, but Lady Luck still got to be on your side no matter what, and she just wasn't there for me tonight to be able to put anything together. So hopefully we can turn that around and pet my lucky egg and take it to Martinsville and have a good run.
There will be 4 250-lap races. And I love the fact, and Tracy, if you want to chime in here, man, with Ross, you can, because you guys are the promoters of this thing, and it will be broadcasted. There are 4 250-lap races. And one of the things that y'all wanted to do, Tracy, was to kind of follow the homage of what the Hooters Pro Cup Series. I think it's only fitting that there was a Hooters car in the race tonight with Robert Zane. Welcome to being a part of the tour. I think it's the first time I've seen him with, of course, the Thunderbird. But it was honestly, the Invitational Super 5 Pro Cup is going to be really cool because it's kind of following what the Pro Cup Series used to be like back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be the cool part about it is, I'm pretty sure that we was able to replicate just about every single one of the racetracks that they went to for this deal, and it's going to be special amongst itself, just in the IROC feel of it, with the 2 different teams coming to merge together and race upon each other, and then on top of that, doing what we're doing. I mean, 250 laps virtually is, in a stock car at short tracks, is just grueling. So it's going to be endurance racing versus, these sprints that we're used to running. It's just going to be it's going to be such a different type of racing, and I think that it's going to be so cool. I'm me personally, as a racer, virtually and real life, like, this is just about as exciting as a real life race. So I'm really looking forward to it. My guys is looking forward to it. I know Tracy's pumped up about it. I know you are as well, and I think that it's going to be a really big thing.
I think it's really cool, Tracy. Yeah, Tracy, look, go ahead. I was going to say, I think it's really cool how you had the idea, I had the idea. Once we got Ross on the idea, you got 3 brainchilds that come together, and we were like mad scientists creating Frankenstein here.
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up, watching the Hooters Pro Cup Tour, and watching their Championship 5. And I just want to tell you, this was always the pinnacle of what we created at Leadfoot Racing. I mean, right from the very beginning, I told Landon and Lenny, if we could ever meet or be able to make it to where we could have enough drivers to be able to have 2 separate divisions and have them compete and especially with as much anticipation as we would have. You know what I mean? With Aaron Stoltz and Peanut Baker, Boo Boo Dalton, and I mean, you just go on down. I mean, these guys, even Bradley Walford. I mean, Speedy Bird. I mean, how are they going to compare up to the Justin Brooks and Landon Farmer, Landon Brown, Lenny Brown,
Aiden Neese.
Aiden
Yeah.
Neese? Yes. I mean, that's what makes it so doggone special, because you would love to see the leaders of each league sort of battle it out and just see where they would land. Not that we're going to be battling league versus league, because I, obviously we've talked about that behind the scenes, and we don't want to create some sort of social media war here or anything. It's going to be a matter of two leagues coming together, just like the header says there. Two leagues, one champion, and I'm super excited, man. I'm here to tell you, this is like, if I never do anything else with iRacing, this will be the pinnacle, to the absolute top of what I've always would. Well, I'm not going to say I want to do, but I mean, this is what I've always wanted to see. Two separate divisions. You take the top off of each one and just see what happens. Golly, man, I can't wait. So,
gonna be a fun one.
Going back to you racing, you saying that you wanted to see the RDR group race the LFRL guys. Well, I can promise you, they dropped the green flag. We ain't racing y'all's group, and y'all ain't racing our group. We're racing each other, because I can tell you now, I'd bump my mama out the way for a win. So I'd dang sure bump one of my guys out of the way.
I mean, take a look at what happened tonight. That's all I got to tell you. Look at what happened on the restart.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
the boss
yeah,
of RDR.
absolutely,
Your ass.
yes.
I mean, it's being honest.
I got cars with my own logo on it, moving me out of the way. So
exactly,
if that don't tell you that we're serious about racing, then I don't know what it is. But
that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for sure. Let everybody know. Obviously, finale next week for this series. We'll keep up with the points so it transitions into December. But this is not the last we're hearing of Ross Dalton Racing. You've got some other things you got working on that we're going to do on Sunday nights before the events in December. I know you're wanting to do a big Martinsville race. What else you got up your sleeve?
Yeah, we've got a couple special event races. We wanted to do something for the Robbie Brewer family, and with real race season coming to a halt, slowing down just a little bit, and obviously the league racing kind of coming down too. We're gonna focus on getting some of these special events out there and try to do some fundraiser events for Robbie Brewer, and there's other things there's some big races here coming up, the Florence 400 and Thanksgiving Classic and all these big races. So anytime that there's a big race in real life, we always try to mimic or duplicate it and do a virtual style of it here at RDR, and we'll definitely keep our fans on their toes just like always, and try our best to supply as much support for them as they support us.
And let me say as well, you said virtual experience. It will be a virtual mimic of the real races. It's not the AI race cars. It will be
That's right.
Real competitors trying to brag to win these special events.
That's right. And they'll be, I'm all about racing for something, man. I'm not always about racing for money, but I'm always about racing for something, and
we got to put something together for the 5 race series. I mean, I know that's something we've talked about, but there's got to be a trophy. There's got to be like a check. There's got to be something cool to give you guys. That's what I was
getting ready to say. My dad's business is in Greensboro, and it's right beside a trophy shop. And at the end of the year for Ross Dalton Racing, I always try to supply my crew guys with an appreciation plaque of some sort, of thanking them for their hard efforts throughout the summer and leaving their families and wives and stuff like that. So at home while they're at the racetrack helping me. So, I don't have a problem getting trophies or plaques or something like that to go out to these people that support Ross Dalton Racing, and being able to provide entertainment for people at home and stuff like that. So, it's definitely. I'm like I said, we race for something. You know, can't say that it's always for money, but it's going to be for something. And
So we're gonna put something together.
The Pro 5 deal is definitely going to be something special. I don't know where everybody's out of, but it would be really, really cool to be able to, put something together as like a little banquet. I mean, even if it was just a virtual banquet or something. I mean, you figure something out. You know what I mean? There's technology out there where we can do something, but it's something as special as that inaugural, especially. We're definitely gonna have to figure something out on the big end of that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it will begin on December the 14th and the 21st. It will start at Southern National Motorsports Park and then at Indianapolis Raceway Park. That's Lucas Oil IRP. They will be 250-lap races. That will be the final races of 2025 for the 5-race series. Then they come back in January. We're going to be nice to everybody. We're going to let you take off for the holidays. You're going to have Christmas, New Year's, and then they come back on January the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. And those will be the races. Now, the first 4 races at Southern National, Indianapolis, Concord, and Thompson will be 250-lap races. The finale will be just like the old Hooters Pro Cup Series championship race, 300 laps. And right now, tentatively, radio personality from 98.5 The Big Dog and Beach 93.3, Sean Lamb, good friend of mine, will be joining me and Ryan up in the booth for that, and we are looking forward to that. Tracy, I know you're good friends with Sean Lamb as well. I'm glad we were finally able to ink or put that together, and that just makes it even more special. It's going to be really cool.
Absolutely. I really like Sean. I've known him for years now. We used to RC race together. Oh, man, I don't know, for years now. And, he's actually called, I don't know. I ain't going to say hundreds, but a lot of races that I've actually, driven in RC racing. He's been the announcer on that. And so, yeah, I actually reached out to him some time ago. I think it might have been due to the inaugural race, during Labor Day, because I think you had some obligations up in Maryland. He said he would love to do it, but as everybody else was, they had other obligations on Labor Day. So anyway, as I understand it, you, my nephew Landon, and Sean were up in the booth at County Line Raceway, and my nephew Landon brought it up, I'm assuming, or maybe you. I'm not sure. But anyway,
we both did. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean brought up his calendar. It was like, man, this is going to be exciting, dude. I've got to be a part of it. So the way that I understand it anyway, I haven't talked to Sean since, but he is going to be part of the broadcast of the last race. And you'll have to correct me on the date here, Wesley, because
January the 25th. January 25th.
January 25th.
All Sunday races. All Sunday races, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, January the 25th. Well, guys, we got to get out of here.
I'm going to add something to this.
Yeah, go ahead, Ross. Yeah.
I really hope that iRacing and the virtual world of iRacing makes Concord a co-part before we have to go run 250 laps there.
Do what now? What did you say? What?
I said I really hope iRacing and the virtual world of iRacing goes to Concord and makes it a co-part like it is in real life before we have to run 250 laps there.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I suck there.
Oh, wow. I mean, we could change it. Go to Hickory instead. They raced at Hickory back in the day.
No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, thank you guys for everything and all that y'all do. And looking forward to it. And we'll see y'all next Sunday.
Championship race at Martinsville. Again, Aaron Stoltz picking up the win. Ryan Tomford, I want to get your thoughts on, obviously, the Super 5 Challenge, but tonight here at North Wilkesboro, we're about ready to wrap it up, Buttercup, and what a fun time indeed seeing the man pull out a broomstick and sweep it at Wilkesboro. It took a day and later with the fog and the clouds, but he still gets it done, and I always enjoy working with you, buddy. Thanks for the ride.
I always enjoy working with you. I'm excited for this cup between both of these leagues. I'm excited to see, who is the strongest driver out of both of these leagues is going to be, not league versus league. Is going to be driver versus driver, and everyone's going to be fighting for wins. I don't think I will be there for the last two final races, but I'll be there for the first three. So I'll see the start of it, but I'm excited for the whole cup, and for tonight's races. We had a very chaotic one. Maybe race control said calm it down a little bit, and we got a more calm and better quality second race, and it was very exciting. And Aaron Stoltz got the sweep of the night, so very congrats to him as he won the last three races.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our coverage for about the last almost 3 hours, 4 hours or so on iRacing on LSRTV and Leadfoot TV. Don't forget the archives will be able I'm getting tongue-tied here. Damn, I'm getting bad. The archives will be available for all of the races tonight. And, of course, again, don't forget next week's Southern National for the Leadfoot Racing League and Martinsville, 200 laps for the championship. Titles will be decided, the Virginia Triple Crown and the champion of the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model E-Tour. They got a lot of other things greatly planned. We're hoping to be a part of it. Obviously, I got a feeling we will. Thanks again to Ross Dalton and everybody a part of the league. I want to say thank you also to Mr. Jeff Stabnow and Charles Wooten, everybody at Rocket Media and LSRTV. This is a new endeavor working with them. Don't forget tomorrow night, Northwest Racing Series Trucks will be at Texas, playoffs round of 12, race 2, and we're going to Rockingham with the Arca Northwest cars on Thursday night. And then we're right back here again for Kenley and Martinsville next Sunday. Thanks again to my buddy, Mr. Tracy Brown, punching the buttons, making us always sound good, look good. It's time to go to the bathroom, Tracy. And
10-4, Wesley. You got me covered, man. Let me just throw this in here before we sign off. I'm not sure if my emotion showed or not with this Super 5 Pro Cup Series, man. I'm here to tell you the anticipation is just killing me. I mean, I watch both leagues. I know the guys.
Can't get here fast enough, right?
Oh, my God. I'm here to tell you, dude. I don't know. Like I said, I was trying to maintain my composure. This is the pinnacle for me personally of what I've always loved to see in iRacing. So, anyway, didn't mean to interrupt. I'll let you sign off.
I thought you
know
what
go
to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what I got to do. Okay.
No, nothing but love for our buddy Tracy Brown. And congratulations again to Aaron Stoltz winning here in the Blue Ridge Twin 75s at North Wilkesboro. For Ryan Tomford, Wesley Outland here with you. Congratulations again to Mr. Stoltz. We'll see you next week at Martinsville for the championship finale on iRacing on LSRTV, Leadfoot TV, CRN, your home for sim racing and coverage of the Ross Dalton Racing Late Model E-Tour. The championship will be decided at the Paperclip next Sunday. Be there.